I want to tell you about Jesus. So if you would, will you let me tell you about who Jesus is? See, I'm going to share how Jesus became my Lord. In 2002, I found my life was at a crossroads. There were many nights that I found myself on the bathroom floor, just surrounded in my own vomit. I'd gotten caught up in myself and doing things my way. For years I'd been a man's man, content on being the center of attention. I had learned the game of popularity after struggling for so long just to make a few friends, and I was scared that if I followed Jesus, that I again would be a nobody. See, I'm going to tell you about what Jesus did for me. See, I got out of the army and went to California on what was only going to be a road trip, and turned into getting a job and an apartment, and I was going to do life my own way. One morning, I woke up so empty inside, and it was clear to me that all the things that had mattered were of no use to me. I didn't want to live anymore. For what? A nice car, money, a house, a woman on each of my arms. It didn't matter to me anymore. I was going nowhere fast, but then something inside of me told me to call my family that had taken me in when I was homeless. They told me to come home, and so I proceeded to drive from California to North Dakota, and on that trip, I met Jesus face to face. And as I was driving, I could feel his love, and I knew that he was real. My life was never going to be the same. Jesus has saved me. The same person that was such a player that parents forbid their daughters to date me, Jesus bought me with his blood shed on Calvary. Jesus came to where I was at. Jesus took away my pain. Jesus took away my guilt. Jesus forgave me of my sins. Jesus is holy. His angels bow before him. He is our King. He is the Lord of all. That is Jesus, and because of what he did for me, I am here today. The only CD I had in my car once I got back to North Dakota was the one the family that I now call my own gave me, and it was a CD by DC Talk, and there was a song. It was called I Want to Be in the Light. It became my anthem that day. I no longer wanted to have one foot in the world and one foot out. I was pushing all my chips in. I was all in, and I was no longer going to live in the darkness of this world. 6 years ago, I became a radically different person, and to this day, I have people ask me, what changed? Why do you deny yourself certain worldly pleasures? How is it that you have so much love? How is it that you could have been a victim but rose above the obstacles? How do you know God is real? You see, he chased me until I let him catch me. That's all that happened. I stopped running, and he found me. I'm not any more special than the person to the left or right of me. I was the biggest sinner I have ever met. I was the lowest of the lows, and yet this is indicative of Jesus' character. This is what he does. That's what changed. Without him, I had nothing. Look, I'm sure that you're listening to this, and you are much better looking on the outside than I ever could be, but it is a fact that on the inside, if we do not have Christ, then we are as ugly as the next person. I can never be as good as you. I'm not as smart as you. You're a pastor. I'm not gifted that way. I've heard it all, but you don't understand. I've got nothing to do with this. Jesus saved me. Jesus saved me. Did you learn a lot at Bible college? I don't have the energy that you do. Well, stop. Listen to what I'm saying. There is no formula A plus B equals C except that I was empty and still Jesus saved me. I came to a point in my life when I cried out and said, enough! Jesus save me. Take my life. Have you had enough?